January 2023. Attorney General Garland appoints special counsel Robert Hur to investigate President Biden's mishandling of classified documents. About a year later, special counsel Hur releases his report. The report said that President Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified materials after his vice presidency when he was a private citizen. President Biden had strong motivations to bypass the rules. Why? Because President Biden had an $8 million advance on his memoir. So special counsel Hur's report established motive and detailed elements of the crime. But ultimately, special counsel Hur believed a jury would not find President Biden guilty because he was, quote, a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory, end quote. In February, we subpoenaed the DOJ for special counsel Hur's audio tapes from his investigation. Specifically, the audio recordings of special counsel Hur's interviews with President Biden and his ghostwriter. To date, the DOJ has still not complied with our lawful subpoena. The audio tapes are important for several reasons. President Biden's memory is at issue because his personal lawyers and the White House have disputed special counsel Hur's characterization of the president's poor memory. The transcripts alone are not sufficient evidence of the state of the president's memory because the types of assessments special counsel Hur made can be better assessed also having audio. Everyone knows an audio recording provides more perspective than a transcript alone. Therefore, to determine whether special counsel Hur appropriately carried out justice by not prosecuting the president, the recordings are necessary. At the same time, special counsel Hur declined to prosecute President Biden due to his poor memory. Special counsel Jack Smith is prosecuting President Trump for similar allegations. To determine whether the DOJ is applying the law fairly and impartially, it's necessary to understand special counsel Hur's evaluation of President Biden's memory. The department's refusal to produce the audio recordings amounts to a demand that the committee's trust that the department created and produced interview transcripts are accurate and complete. There's recent evidence, however, of the White House doctoring an official transcript to hide a verbal slip from President Biden and only fixing the transcript after being caught. For example, take when President Biden said,
"Imagine what we can do next. 4 more years, pause."
The original transcript didn't include the word pause. A written record isn't always a perfect record, and it certainly doesn't convey how someone said something. That's why our committee, in coordination with House Oversight, have voted to hold Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress. Hours before our committee began its markup to consider holding Attorney General Garland in contempt of Congress for failing to comply with our lawful subpoena, President Biden, at the Attorney General's urging, invoked executive privilege at the last minute over the audio recordings. Some may argue that the president claims executive privilege. However, President Biden has not set forth any valid reasons for invoking executive privilege. During these interviews, he was not receiving advice regarding the execution of his presidential responsibilities. He was sitting for an interview with a special counsel, investigating whether he mishandled classified documents while he was a private citizen. Additionally, once the transcript was released, any cognizable claim of executive privilege was waived. While the Attorney General continues to avoid our request, one fundamental question remains. What are they hiding? They released the transcript. If there isn't a problem with the transcript and nothing to hide from the audio recording, then why not comply? I urge the rest of my colleagues in the House to support our Garland contempt resolution.
And don't forget to check out my new merch, the Mug Collection, linked below.